All right, let me continue to implement the app. Let me close this hierarchies. I have this, okay? And in order to have another view, so that the first view goes to the second view, and the first view send the data to the second view, and second view receive that data and do something, and then there is a back button to come back to the first view. In order to do that, we need to, in order to have the navigator, the window, then we need to go to editor, and then there is an embedded in and navigator navigation, so that we have a navigation controller. And also we need to have one more, the UI. So what we need to do is come back to this library, and there is it here. If this button is clicked, then it goes to the second view. So there is some connector. We call that Segue. So holding down control button and then click it and then drag and drop to the second graphical user interface, and then choose show. Then you can see, click this is a Segue, and open up the utility pane, and then there's an identifier. So I want to put here Segue SG underscore and then login and enter. Then that is done. Now, as I said, each user interface, there is one or more the coding files. So this one also should have the coding files, right? What you need to do is to create a file. So go to File and New, and then iOS and Swift file. Click on Next. Then make sure that is the group demo1 author1. This is the folder, and then save as a file, file name. So PC for a view controller, and then that is sign in, right? So sign in and create. This is that one, right? So in this case, we need to, right now there's an import foundation, and we need to import UI, and then we have to define the PC and sign in. And then that is UI view controller type. Okay, and then open and close the curly braces. There is a main function override and func view did load, and open and close. There's a code. First thing that you need to do is you need to download, you need to inherit view did load function from it's a superclass. I think this is that one, so I'm going to bring this up here, so that we have view controller and storyboard, and then view controller, this guy. Right now we create this coding file. We created the UI, but there is no the connector. There's no connection between this UI and this code, right? So come back here and click here, and then come back here, customer class, to see if you can find that UI sign in. Here we have UI sign in, right? So by doing that, there is a UI sign in class, which is this Swift file running behind this one. Okay, so let me see if I, yeah, that is a set. With this, if we emulate it, see what happens. So if we click this, then it goes to next, which is this. come back here. I didn't do anything, but because remember that we made a segue from sign into that the second view. So click this, and it goes to the second view, and then come back to the first view. All right. So let me click to stop that one. What we need to do now is to touch a little bit of those programs, right? For this view, I think we need to do a few things. Okay, so option and close this, and then label, color, same, this, and then make another. So 2 lines of those. So if you click that, and those 2. The second one, I'm going to put a little. Right. So I'm going to close this. So what happens is enter login and password, click sign in button, then come back here, and then it can verify if that login is valid or invalid. And also we can, by clicking this, we can send the login ID here so that we can say, hey, welcome Yoon, or sorry, Yoon is invalid, things like that, and then come back. All right. So this code and that code needs to be here in the view controller. First thing that we need to do is we need to create a dictionary. Okay, we create this. So credential dictionary. The login in string and password in string. So we have a pairs of that. And then in here, by having that, so we need to check, right? If credit the user login here, right? So you login, then it'll return the stored password. That stored password needs to be checked with the currently entered password by user. Okay, if they are the same, then we can say this lb underscore log login message here. There we can say succeed. Else we need to do that same one, lb login message dot text, and then failed. Remember that here in the storyboard, in order to connect from here to that, from the first view to the second view through Segue, there's this special code, special function is available. We call that prepared. So if you say prepared, then there is a segue and for segue, and then sender. So click this. All right, and then you can code there. So first thing here is that you need to, in this segue variable has the destination. So segue has a destination. So that destination is nothing but VC sign in, which is that one, right? So that is the destination view. So we assign that to a constant. I would just say dest. So that's the destination. Okay. And then I want to send the data to the destination, right? So in order to send that data, we need to declare the variable saying user login. User login is nothing but string type. Okay, and then come back here. Destinations in string that should be recognized here. Dot u. Let's try. Keep doing that. And then this use login, it comes from this tf underscore login dot text, right? Okay, now it is recognized. Okay, and here we already decided which one's verified, which one's not verified. That should pass to the second view also, right? What I can do here, I'm going to make another variable var, and then we can say that success login, okay, and then let's say that is 0 initially, which means that is integer. Okay, if it fails, that is 0. So login, that is still 0, and if it succeed, then it'll be 1, and that one should be also sent to the second view, so that we can say success login integer. Okay, so that is that should be received. So here that should be sent out. Similarly, test dot then su, what is it? Let's see. succlog. So succlog, that is nothing but succlogin. Okay, and if you want to put it in the global variable, then self dot that and self dot that, and then here also. It's not local variable, but it's a variable upstairs here, succ login. So succ login, and here also that fixed. So we have optional. And what happens here is that if that button, in order to go to the second view, something is prepared through that segue. Okay, so destination is defined, and we send to this value, login, the user login value, to a variable that is defined in the second user ID. Same thing, the result of successful login go to the variable that is defined in the second UI. In the second UI, these two, ulogin and suclog. So ulogin and suclog is the variable. So that value is entered into the variable in the second UI. So in the second UI, according to that, we can cook it, right? So let's say if suclog is 1, which means in the previous user ID that is already succeeded, right? And then we need to, one thing that we didn't do here, these two, there's two variable, the labels available, right? So here we need to, I'm going to close this and then bring assistant for this. So find out whether we can see here, that is that one. So the first one, holding down control and then bring here. Then there is an outline, outlet, NLB, label, underscore. We can say welcome message. And then second one here, come back here. We can say welcome user name, simply username, connect. Okay, two of them are connected. So here LB to the message dot text. If it is verified, then we can say welcome. Okay, and then in the LB, if you want, LB username, or should be LB. Okay, but username dot text. There we can say this username, you login. Okay. Else we need to copy and paste, and this we say sorry, invalid. It's invalid. Okay. I think this is it. So let's see what happens. Do something else. Then sign in. Sorry, unit is invalid. So I want to fix this to the center, and because this is a password, we need to we don't need to show, right? So close this. I want to close that and touch up a little bit with the on that storyboard attribute inspector here. What happens here is that that one should be a secure text entry. So instead of presenting the character, we simply show dot dot dot. Okay, and then here I think that should be centered. Sign in. That is also centered. Go back. Something different. Unit is invalid. What I'm going to do here is, if it is sorry, then I'm going to put this in red color, and then welcome, then I will put that in the blue color. Okay, so let's change it. It's not changed here because if I set attributes here, the color, then that is a fixed always. Depending upon the data received from the first view, if we want to put the different color, then that should be handled in the code here. Okay, there is a here LB message, and then dot, then that is a text color. So text color. Okay, and open and close. Here inside, no, this is not function, right? We need to send the color to that this label. So color needs to be defined. So UI color. Here there are many ways that you can do UI color. I'm going to do RGB code. Okay. So if there is a welcome, then red returns 0, green. I think there's a green sign, right? If it is, and blue is also 0, and alpha is 1. Similarly here, LV welcome message dot text color should be set by UI color. UI color should be RGB here. Red 1. I think that is a set, right? So I'm going to, okay. So for example, if I put Dune, DUNN, and password Paul, login, and then green color welcome and Dune, and password something else, then red, sorry. All right, I think this is it. Thank you.